and services. And Kirk Market. Experience a world of choice. And by Yum. Daily school lunch menus are available to browse on the Yum website. Just visit yumcayman.ky for more info.
And now, Radio Cayman presents The Business Buzz, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local business environment. This is where we address the business topics that matter. Radio Cayman's Business Buzz. Here's your host, Kathy Miller.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Business Buzz. I'm your host, Kathy Miller. I'm excited to be here this morning. I haven't had any coffee, if anybody could believe that. Usually I'm kicking on coffee number 2, but that's okay because so far we've got some excitement in the studio. So it's kind of been waking me up. Apparently I've been cracking jokes before the show started. I don't know how that's happened already. I've barely woken up in my own mind, but here we are. So we are with the Cayman Drama Society. We're going to be talking about their latest production, which is called Private Lives. And in studio with me, I have Kirsty O'Sullivan. She's the artistic director and head of drama training at the Cayman Drama Society. And she's also the director for this play, Private Lives. We have Emma Gladstone, actress, and Michael McLaughlin, which I know so many of our listeners are going to be familiar with, actor in Private Lives. Lead actor.
That sounds so daunting. Oh my gosh.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you all doing?
Good, thank you.
Good. I have
Happy
coffee.
to be here.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Are you in your second or?
No. I limit myself, just 1 cup a day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's a big cup, though.
Yeah, it is a big cup, isn't it?
Mine's a big cup, too.
Yeah. No, I can't do more than 1. But 1's good.
Okay. All right, I got you.
I've already had a little, so I'm slightly ahead of the
You're
game
ahead of the
with you.
curve here. Yeah, you are, yes.
Yeah.
So, well, thank you. I need the energy, so thank you for
You're
sharing.
very welcome.
Thank you for sharing it. So we're here to talk about Private Lives, which I have a little synopsis, but, I'd rather you guys give a little synopsis. So a bit of a brief summary of what this play is all about.
It's a tangled mess. It's about, let's see. Probably the simplest way to put it is it's a couple that got separated, literally divorced, and then they went different directions, found themselves another partner, and happened to have arrived at the same location at the same time, and all of the craziness that ensues thereafter.
On their honeymoon.
On their
They're
honeymoon.
both honeymooning and discover that they're next door to their ex.
I feel like this is a Cayman love story.
It's a very of the time play. It's set in 1930, and it's largely to do with the fact that the divorce courts weren't friendly at the time. You had to have really good reasons.
Are they friendly now?
So it's a bit about that entangling of keeping their names clean whilst actually still having feelings for their ex. And
So
Yeah.
feelings are still at play here.
oh yes,
Okay. Do
Right.
they ever really go away? Maybe they do.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay, so 2 couples that divorced. Well, a couple that divorced. Each person got remarried,
Yeah.
and they're both on a honeymoon and end up in a hotel room next to each other.
Yes.
Or hotel rooms next
They
to each
meet
other.
on the balcony on the
Yeah.
first night of their honeymoon.
What's taking place on the balcony?
yes.
What's taking place?
No. That's why you come out to the show.
This is a morning show, not a late night show. So okay, I got you.
No, it's you need to come to the show.
Okay, all right. We're not gonna give it away.
All of your questions will be answered as to what exactly takes place.
So we should just end the interview then?
No, not at all.
I'm teasing you.
But well, yes. See you later. No.
It does get wild. This was known as a very risque play in its time because it has a little bit of violence and it has some smooching. And at the time it was quite shocking to be started on the British stage, and it almost got banned.
So you said from the 1930s. I guess it was written and performed then.
Yeah.
And at that time, it was really difficult to get a divorce.
Yeah, you had to have proof of infidelity of some kind, and sort of growing apart or no longer being in love or anything like that did not allow you to divorce someone.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. Okay, interesting. What made you choose this play to bring to the Cayman community?
Well, interesting story. I didn't choose this play, even though I'm directing it. Well, I kind of did. So originally, I was on maternity leave when this season got created. So I came back and just found out what we were doing for the next year. Mm-hmm. And I kind of initially went, oh, it's all a bit heavy and dramatic and there's not a comedy piece anywhere. We usually have a comedy somewhere in the year. And originally in this time slot, there was a horror, a thriller. Okay. And it was really different and dramatic and lesser known. And I kind of went, oh, maybe that would be better at Halloween. And maybe we should start the year with something a bit lighter.
I feel you. I like that.
Yeah. Yes. So, and that one is currently possibly sitting at Halloween still. It's called When Darkness Falls. We're just deciding if we're going to put it next year or this year. But our theatre manager, Paul DeFreitas, was going to direct. And I said, why don't you do something like The Play That Goes Wrong or Private Lives? Something like that that's just a bit more of a crowd pleaser. People might have heard of it already. Because this is a very famous play in the theatre world. It's still being done all around the world. It's been on Broadway a bunch of times. It's had really famous actors do it. Laurence Olivier's done it. Maggie Smith's done it. It's a very big play, Private Lives. And the one that we had previously was brand new. And I went, maybe we need something fun and that people might know. And then Paul has, bless him, taken ill and is now in recovery. So I find that after convincing him to do Private Lives, it's actually me that's doing Private Lives.
That's directing it.
Yeah.
Okay. How big is the cast?
It's a cast of 5.
Okay.
So there's the 2 couples and the maid Louise, who's kind of a comical role that just comes in to be fed up with their nonsense, really. She kind of comes in and keeps seeing that the makeup of the room has changed and they've made a mess again, and she's just fed up with these people and the way they live their lives.
I feel like that was a little bit of foreshadowing. Who? I just cleaned up the mess. Who made a mess again? It was the same mess on over here on this bed.
No.
No. Okay.
No. They're equal contributors. Let's put it that way.
Okay, I gotcha. I haven't seen the play, so I'm not giving anything away here.
No,
I don't know. Yes,
but I'm not going to sit here and take the blame either. Everybody contributes to the mess.
Okay,
everybody contributes to the mess.
Got it.
That's for sure.
And Kirsty, you were saying this is more of a comedy than anything else.
Yeah.
Comedy with some risky moments and also some kind of violent moments.
Yeah, the violence is supposed to be comical. But the only thing that I think is it's a bit jarring for today's audience because it's quite violent and we're not used to that being funny. So it's kind of a bit of the time of this.
It's a bit of a juxtaposition there with comedic violence. Yeah.
But this kind of play is known as a comedy of manners, which is when they poke fun at the class system, basically. So it's sort of poking fun at the upper classes of Britain of the time and what they were up to and the scandals they got themselves into.
Right.
And that style is kind of similar to Oscar Wilde, your Importance Being Earnest style. And it is all meant to be almost caricatures, the characters. They're not meant to be hugely natural. There's certainly moments of drama and sincerity, but they are exaggerated, larger than life humans in general.
Okay. Well, I kind of like that. I mean, the upper class has the same problems that all classes have.
Heck yeah.
Mm-hmm. Maybe even more complicated. So, it's
I'll
good to laugh at life a little bit. Coffee, that is. Yeah. Yes.
Sorry for coffee.
So how did you get involved in this production? Did you know what was happening? You're like, this is something I want to do. Did you audition?
Yes, I've been involved in CDS for about 10 years now. I've been in a couple of productions before, but they've always been sort of small parts. I've really enjoyed the camaraderie that comes with being in these shows. And it's just a really nice crowd of people at CDS. I took a little hiatus for a while because I went back to school and was studying, handed in my thesis, and then the following day was auditions for Private Lives, and I thought, why not? I haven't really done very much with the theatre for a couple of years. I would love to get involved again. I thought the play looked brilliant, really funny. So I took a chance and was lucky enough to get cast as Amanda Prynne.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you
Congratulations on getting your thesis done as well. It's a big move.
Much, yes.
And I guess as well, it just was time for you to be like, okay, I was doing a lot of studying, a a lot of research, a lot of writing, and now it's time to have a little bit of fun.
Do
so.
something a little bit creative and
Except you've got to learn so many lines.
so many lines. So many.
It's not a walk in the park.
You said before you did smaller parts, so is this, I guess, your first lead role or bigger role?
Yes, absolutely.
Wow. Big
Which
times for you.
it is. It's a lot of fun, and I'm delighted to have the opportunity to do it. But it is a lot of lines. So we were cast, I think, back in October, and had a couple of months to try and nail down the lines before the rehearsal process started. I think we're more or less there. We're a couple of weeks out. There's still a couple of sticky patches, but
As
by
it goes.
show day,
But it usually always comes together anyways by
Oh,
show
of
day,
course.
so for sure.
Yeah. We have a saying actually in the industry of bad dress, good show, which means that last one where you're trying to pull it all together, something always goes wrong. But that means it'll be together on the night. If it all goes too well until then, the faults happen when you're on stage.
While you're on stage.
Okay, got it. Well, now, Michael, I know you. A lot of people know you. You're a very talented actor. I've known you for a number of years. We hit the stage once before, long time ago. And so I know that you've always been involved in different theatrical productions and whatnot.
Yes.
So for this one, for Private Lives, what made you get into this role?
What made me get into it was being selected by the director. But
Well, pop your collar. That would feel good.
yeah,
Yes.
I'm very, as Emma said, I'm very excited and feel honored to be a part of this because it is a very interesting play. And I share your sentiment from before about that it could have been drawn out of the fabric of our society even. But I guess I like to stay involved. I like to stay active. I really think of it as a craft, and the more that you can do in anything, whether you're an auto mechanic or
Right.
venturing into something like this, the more often that you have opportunity to practice and to do it, hopefully the better you'll become.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm constantly looking for opportunities. So it came up. It's a comedy. I love comedy.
You're great at comedy, yes.
So it's like I'm going to show up whether I get a part or not. At least I'll enjoy the auditions.
I love the fact that you had brought up, the more you do something, the better you'll, hopefully get at it. And it's one of my favorite sayings is repetition is the mother of skill.
Indeed.
And when you have something like theater, something that you enjoy doing, I don't know if it's industry that necessarily can pay people well in Cayman, if at all at times. So it's that love of what you're doing in your craft
Absolutely.
and being able to just carry that on the stage and transform and just entertain other people. That's a beautiful thing to be able to do.
It's
a lot.
it's a wonderful thing to be able to do.
Yeah.
Because I know that a lot of people come to shows and make comment about how much they enjoy it and stuff. I'm sure that many don't recognize the amount of effort, time, and commitment that the people who are involved in the production have to give to get it to that point where you as a spectator, audience member, can enjoy it.
Right.
Because there's a lot. And in the case of like Emma and Adam, they have way more lines than I do. So the commitment to learn all of that so that you can then relay it in a manner that is entertaining, massive commitment.
Absolutely.
Massive commitment.
Absolutely. It's not an easy thing to do whatsoever.
And the
So-
time too. I mean, even from a director's standpoint, I mean, we come to a rehearsal and we're there for 3 hours and the director is there before us, leaves after us. So there's massive commitment from all across the board.
And it's managing people. It's not just you being there. You have to manage what's going on and different personalities. How do you get through that part, Kirsty, as the director?
I don't know if I always do. It is management is the right word, right? There's a lot of group chats involved in putting on one of these shows because we have the crew doing a separate job from the performers. Like even yesterday we had 2 of our crew. They're painting the floor of the stage. It's the last piece of the puzzle to get that set finished. And that's the kind of magic of theatre. You don't see a lot of what turns it into reality.
Right.
When you come, you're going to see 2 different sets and one of them looks like the inside of a home. And of course, it's a bunch of people that have put together wood and screws and set pieces and paintings to make it all look beautiful. But really, when you take that all down, it's the same empty room it always was. So there's a lot of magic in theatre, and they're kind of separate parts. So the director's role is to oversee both sides, the visual and the aesthetics and the technical sides, the sounding, the lights, all that kind of thing. And then the performers are there for the show itself. But actually, there's not always huge crossover. I mean, I think Ella, who's working on the set, I don't think anybody's met because she's not in rehearsal. She's painting during the day. So, you know, there's all these invisible people too that are there. And the same for the audience. The crew's backstage pulling the strings, and you don't see them unless you're keeping an eye on the set changes or you take a good look when they pop their heads out of the bow. So there is a lot of managing the different facets. And then sometimes we get lost in it too. Emma just the other day reminded me of props I had forgotten about. And I went, oh, yeah, okay.
A lot of moving parts, but you all work together as a team to
Absolutely.
execute, really. You
Yeah.
have to. You
Yeah.
have to. We got to go to a commercial break, and when we come back, we will continue our discussion.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, He hath founded it upon the seas.
Nesta Alexandria Ebanks, 1901 through 1997. Miss Nesta, or Aunt Nettie as her relatives and neighbors called her, was involved in the religious and social life of her community from an early age. She had many talents. She wrote debates and composed poems, one of which was set to music and is still sung in church. She held high office in various organizations. She visited the sick and shut-in. When there were no satin-lined caskets available, she used the traditional methods of pinking the sheet, making beautiful coverings for the coffins, designed with just scissors. She taught classes of mathematics and English to neighbors and friends when there were few schools. Although she never married, she single-handedly raised one of her grandnieces whose mother died in childbirth. She was also a nurse and invented various medicines.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
It will be Saturday, March 1st, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The 13th Annual Rotary Central Health Check Lifesaver, a mini medical just for you, free to you. Your blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, hemoglobin, weight management, and more. Free medical guidance, doctors, nurses, medical technicians, free glucometers, blood pressure monitors, subject to conditions. Save the date March 1. See you at Cost You Less West Bay Road, A.L. Thompson's Home Depot, Foster's Airport, Foster's West Bay, Savannah United Church. The Rotary Central Health Check 25 Lifesaver, March 1st, supported by the Lions Club of Tropical Gardens and the Health Services Authority of the Cayman Islands, knowing changes everything.
I'm Michael Webster.
And I'm Denise Brown of Cayman Insurance Center.
Family is not the most important thing, it's everything.
We have worked with the community and their families on protecting themselves for the future.
Whether it's providing top-rated life insurance
or protecting your family's household investment.
From our family to yours, we understand and we care.
I'm Denise Brown. Call me at 814-7229.
And I'm Michael Webster at 925-5433.
We are Cayman Insurance Center,
specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services at an affordable rate. We are Michael and
Denise at Cayman Insurance Center.
Call today.
Hey Cayman parents, we get it. You're underslept, over-trafficked. You can barely find your sanity in the morning because you're still trying to find your kids' shoes and lunch boxes. Let Yum take some of the stress away. Every day, over 3,000 students enjoy delicious, nutritious meals from Yum. Over 5 million lunches served and counting. Private school parents? Browse the Yum Cayman app and order up to a month in advance. or last minute by 12 a.m. the night before. Government school students? Just drop by the Yum Canteen. No pre-orders needed. Yum can't help you find your sanity, but we can sure make your mornings just a bit easier. Check out daily menus at myschoolpos.com or visit yumcayman.ky to learn more.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Water Authority Cayman wishes to advise its valued customers of a planned traffic disruption on Austin Connolly Drive today, Thursday, 27th February, between the hours of 8 a.m. and 3 p.m. The eastbound lane of Austin Connolly Drive will be occupied during these times, diverting all traffic into the westbound lane using a portion of the road shoulder. The Water Authority apologizes for any inconvenience this may cause and appreciates the public's understanding.
The Business Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller. Business Buzz.
Good morning. Welcome back to the Business Buzz. I am Kathy Miller, and in studio this morning I have with me from Cayman Drama Society, I have Kirsty O'Sullivan. She's the Artistic Director and Head of Drama Training and also the Director for the play that we're discussing, Private Lives. Also in studio, we have Emma Gladstone, lead actress, and Michael McLaughlin, lead actor. You notice how I say the actor and actress name a little different than with the director. There's a little bit more like, dun, 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 yeah, lights around.
Pizzazz.
The director's a very important position. Yeah.
No, it's okay.
Michael just flipped his hair, which is so neatly tied back anyway. There's a joke in there that our listeners won't know about.
It's okay.
It's all right.
Probably better.
All right. So the dates of this play, let us know when it's running.
We all looked at our sheets.
Yeah.
13th to the 29th. Sorry.
Yeah, there you go.
Of
That
March,
was me reminding
right?
So yeah,
Yes.
it's March from March 13th. It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights for 3 weeks.
Okay. And ticket costs
$30.
$30. $30 for adults.
It's $30 for adults, $15 for students.
And how do we get tickets?
www.cds.ky is the website.
Okay.
And just follow the links, basically.
Okay.
You'll see upcoming shows, and you can click on that and book now. And
Easy peasy.
Easy
Can you buy
peasy.
tickets night of? Can you roll up and... That's
That
not
depends.
recommended.
I wouldn't recommend it. Yeah, quite often we sell out and then people would be disappointed.
Right.
Occasionally that's not the case and you can turn up and get cancelled tickets. So if you don't know what you're doing and the night of you decide to try, feel free to try for tickets.
Okay.
But it'd be more advisable to book in advance.
Men, don't wing date night. Get the. I always have to say.
nice
men.
try, Kathy.
What?
You
Get your tickets in
you get
advance.
points for prompting them, my darling.
Well, that's hey.
Yeah. No, I am encouraging men also
To plan.
to yes.
It'd be a good
Go
date
on.
night.
Yes.
Yeah, it would
Be a
be a
fun date
very
night.
fun date night.
This is why you're a husband, Michael, because you already know these things. You're ahead of the curve here.
I learn.
And
Yes.
playing a very good, faithful one in this in this upcoming.
Actually,
Private Lives
you are
production.
probably the most moral character, I think.
Let's see. There you go.
Of course. I mean,
Notice,
fitting.
notice she said character.
Yeah, he's having to work really hard to pretend to be this guy.
No, it can't be that hard. It can't be that hard. Okay. When it comes to community support and whatnot, I know there's buying tickets, but is there any other outreach that the Cayman Drama Society does in trying to garner the support from the community?
Yeah, there's a few ways. So our opening night is a pay what you can night. So you can buy tickets at different tiered pricing. It's $5, $10, $15. You just choose what fits your budget in the hope that opens it up to more people that maybe the ticket price might be a bit steep for. We do have a lot of overheads to cover. The theatre itself is not cheap to run. It's a huge building and a lot of AC. But we
Thank
do
God.
try to we're trying to bring that in more and more to make sure it's more accessible. We also have Sunrise Community Centre comes along to our dress rehearsal. They often benefit from just a less stimulating and less crowded audience, and we love having them because they are always an amazing audience,
Very
especially with our
appreciative.
comedies. The most hearty, beautiful laughs. It's really encouraging on dress rehearsal to have that there and have that support. So that's really nice. We've also started taking our family shows. So last year we tried this for the first time with the Gruffalo out into the community. So we did 2 free shows, one in East End, one in West Bay, and one was in a primary school, and I think one was in a church hall. I'm trying to remember now. And the aim of that was to bring it further to maybe some people that wasn't logistically possible to come down to the theatre on a Saturday morning to see the show, or maybe finances were a barrier. And it was really beautiful. We had big turnouts for those, and I was so pleased because I've been championing that for ages, because I come from the world of the Edinburgh Fringe, where we can make anything a theatre. Any room in the world can be turned into a theatre. So I'm like, we can take these places.
I like
they're
that.
transferable. So yeah, we do offer school workshops and things as well. So I sometimes go into schools with Shakespeare workshops or any English text they're working on, and try and use drama to connect the students more with what they're studying, which can be really helpful for their exam time particularly. Just sometimes you get really jumbled. Learning your text and having it on its feet can make all the difference.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. So that's some of your community involvement, and also how you're garnering some support from the community. I like it. Okay, now private lives. Can you tell us? You said the dates, which I've forgotten. Emma, I know you.
March 13th onwards.
To the 29th, was it?
To the 29th.
All
yes.
right. How long is the play? I guess how many acts? Is that the right wording? Yes.
There's 3 acts, but just with 1 intermission. So we acts 1 and 2 are together at the start. Then we have the intermission, and then act 3.
Okay. And how long are we looking?
It's about 2 hours long with an intermission.
Okay, that's not bad. That's pretty good, actually. That's excellent. Little intermission included. And for your target audience, now we know it's a comedy, but we also know, as you mentioned, there's kind of some elements. I mean, it's 2 different couples honeymooning, so there might be some mature scenes and the little bit of the comedic violence part as well. So do you have like a set target audience that you would say this play is more appropriate for? Is it all ages?
I wouldn't say children. Even if you were not worried about them seeing more mature things, it's just not really interesting for them. It's not a child-friendly show. Teenagers, I think it's up to parent discretion what they're happy for them to see. There is a bit of romance in there, and it's slightly risque, but it is risque for 1930. So it's not, maybe not as raunchy as some of the TV shows that they might be seeing today. But yeah, I think it's quite an adult audience show, I would say.
I think it's got adult themes to it.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, gotcha. All right, good. Well, I mean, that's good to know.
I think too that the dialogue may be a little bit more than what definitely more than what young people, teens, it's going to depend on their maturity level as to how they manage to stay with the dialogue, because the dialogue is very important. It is a farce, and it is fast paced. So if you're not really listening and paying attention, there'll be stuff that'll just be completely lost on you, which is where a more mature audience would probably appreciate it more.
Definitely. I like that. I mean, for me, that's good to know, because I'm not necessarily taken to productions that might be for all ages. So the fact that if it's something just more a little fast-paced is my thing for sure. And more kind of adult-oriented, absolutely. That's, for me, those are the selling points that I'd be caught on. As well, I think the synopsis that you gave of the play is pretty interesting and very realistic scenarios that I'm sure we've had friends share with us. These things have happened, or I'm with my new partner and we ran into my ex and their partner, and especially in Cayman on such a small island where limited places to go, that kind of scenario happens often.
Yes.
Maybe not you both got married and are in hotel rooms next to each other, maybe not that exactly.
Yeah, similar.
But you'll definitely bump into
similar sort of circumstance. One of the things that I find interesting about the play is that there is stuff in it that would not be considered politically correct nowadays.
Perfect for the season.
Yeah.
we actually got a couple of edits for that reason. There was a couple of things that we went, see if we can change that.
But there's still, there's content in there, and I think that personal opinion that I think that a lot of humanity has kind of gone off the rails in terms of what should be said, whether it's put in the context of politically correct or what. I think things have gone off the rails there. So I'm enthused about the fact that there's stuff in there that is not necessarily what people would consider today to be politically correct.
Okay.
It's interesting, especially seeing as it's based in the 1930s, right?
Yeah. I think you get there. It's written in a way that the comedy allows for that.
Yeah.
It's not a lot of what they're saying that's kind of ridiculous or absurd or maybe not okay is within the realm of they're being ridiculous, they're being rude, they're being pig-headed or whatever, and we're meant to reflect that.
Right.
Absolutely. It's not just to be rude.
Well, we got to wrap up the show right now. So I just want to remind all our listeners that they can get tickets. Adult tickets are $15. Student tickets, did I say 15? Adult tickets are $30. Student tickets are $15. Maybe I did say that correct. I don't know. But you can go to cds.ky.
Yes.
I definitely need more coffee. cds.ky for your tickets.
Yep.
And it goes until the 29th of March, and it's starting again, Emma.
The 13th
of March.
13. I didn't want to get the date wrong there. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. And
thank you very much for having us.
Best of luck on Private Lives. I hope it's a well-attended production. And, you guys break a leg. Everybody breaks a leg.
Thank you much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Thanks. We'll go to the 8 a.m. news, and I'll be back with listeners at 8:15.
Good morning. Studio time now is a minute after 8, brought to you with the kind compliments of Foster's.
Order up, Cayman. Foster's Bay Market Cafe is now on the Let's Eat app, bringing you mouth-watering burgers, bold wok sensations, crave-worthy Mexican food, and more. Whether you're in the mood for a sizzling stir-fry, grabbing a juicy cheeseburger for lunch, or craving a fiesta of flavors, our selection of Bay Market Cafe faves has you covered. Delivered straight to your door. No lines, no hassle. The best food on the island is now just a tap away. Hungry for more? Search Foster's on the Let's Eat app now. Foster's, better because we care.
The voice of the Cayman Islands.
89.9 FM in Grand Cayman and 93.9 FM in Cayman Brac and Little Cayman.
Silver wings shining in the sunlight.
Radio Cayman.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
With your latest news, I'm Kersley Fuller.
A stalwart individual and a true pioneer in education, Miss Francine Gardner.
The Ministry of Education opens the Francine Gardner Hall at the Thielen McCoy Primary School Wednesday afternoon.
It is an absolute honor to stand before you today as we come together to celebrate a remarkable milestone in the history of Thielen McCoy Primary School, the official opening of our newly constructed multi-purpose hall. On behalf of the school community, we extend our heartfelt gratitude to the Cayman Islands government.
Jada McCoy and Genesis Bush, Thielen McCoy primary students, told the small crowd gathered at the school that the hall is dedicated to Miss Francine Terry Gardner, a former class teacher and principal whose distinguished career in education and commitment to the community have made a lasting impact. Miss Terry Gardner was in attendance, helping to cut the ribbon before the group moved inside for remarks, including from her younger brother, Verdon Terry.
Francine, I want to say to you, thank you for all that you have done, not only for me personally, but for the rest of the siblings and for the education services here in Grand Cayman.
Premier and Education Minister, the Honourable Juliana O'Connor-Connolly, says this new facility will benefit not only the students, but the Boddentown community as a whole.
It will house, and we hope we'll never have to, some 600 Boddentowners. We are friendly, we're Cayman-kind, and so if you need a capacity, this is one. We just opened one a few weeks ago down the road, and it will be a place where you can now have your graduations without having to be so cramped up. They can have a sanitary sanctuary where they can have their lunches and their breaks. They can have physical education as it's enshrined in our curriculum. It can be used for a small fee for community events. It is where heritage meets innovation.
You can watch the full event on the CIGTV YouTube channel. In other education news, parents have spoken and are in overwhelming support of the local school bus system being boosted. The Transport Ministry says it sent surveys to schools back in September, netting nearly 800 responses, primarily from parents of private school students. 74% of respondents said schools should provide transportation for the kids, with many open to paying an additional fee for the service. However, while 40% support making bus usage mandatory, almost 60% oppose that idea. The survey confirms what many drivers experience daily, that school traffic, quote, significantly contributes to congestion during peak hours. Respondents also showed that 94% of those students are not currently using school buses, mainly due to inconvenient timing. 74% of parents support staggering the school start and end times, described by the ministry as a, quote, potential traffic reduction strategy that would prevent all students from traveling to and from school simultaneously and thereby easing congestion in high traffic zones. And in other news, sometimes it can be a little tough to make it to the lab on time, which is why the Health Services Authority is ready to work with you, extending its lab services on Sunday.
We recognize that many of our patients have schedules, and we wanted to make our lab services more accessible.
HSA Laboratory Manager Judith Clark says starting this weekend, the Georgetown Hospital will be open on Sundays from 8 until noon, providing more flexibility for weekend blood work. The Georgetown Hospital lab is already open on Saturdays from 7 until 12:30 p.m. Now with a check of international news, here's the BBC, which takes us out of the newscast. I'm Karsley Fuller.
BBC News with Roisin Hasty. The Oscar-winning Hollywood actor Gene Hackman and his wife Betsy Arakawa have been found dead at their home in Santa Fe, New Mexico. There was no immediate indication of foul play. Gene Hackman, who was 95, won 2 Oscars in a career that spanned more than 6 decades. Romanian prosecutors have confirmed that the online influencer Andrew Tate and his brother have been allowed to leave the country. They're still facing charges of rape and human trafficking. The Tates are flying to the US on a private jet. 5 months after the far-right Freedom Party won Austria's general election, a 3-way coalition looks set to exclude it from power. The Conservative People's Party says it has successfully completed negotiations with the Social Democrats and Liberals. The Freedom Party called it a coalition of losers. BBC News.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
Now, more than ever, supporting your immune system is crucial to helping your body fight off illnesses like the common cold, the flu, and COVID-19. At ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road and in Buttontown, we carry all the essential vitamins and minerals to help support your immune system and improve your overall health. Some of our top immunity support picks are vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, elderberry, and quercetin, or the popular 7-in-1 immunity support. Our pharmacists are always on hand to help guide you and answer any questions. Visit ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road or Buttontown. Live happy, live healthy with ValueMed Pharmacy.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman with the latest up-to-date, accurate news and information. For your convenience, the headline news will be repeated on our sister station, Breeze 105.3 FM, weekdays at 8:30 a.m. Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or download the Radio Cayman app in the App Store or log on to www.radiocayman.gov.ky and stay connected to what's happening in the community. Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
Get your tickets now for Grand Cayman's biggest one-day family fun day, the 56th Annual Agricultural Show at the Stacey Wartler Agricultural Pavilion in Lower Valley. Ash Wednesday, March 5th. Raffle tickets are on sale now at eventpro.ky and include general admission to the show. Not one, but 2 $10,000 grand prizes. All the fun, all the entertainment, the food, the animals, the plants, and homemade goodies. Get your raffle tickets now at eventpro.ky. The 56th Annual Agricultural Show, Ash Wednesday, March 5th.
Sports. Stay up to date on your sports news with Radio Cayman Monday through Friday at 7 a.m., 6 p.m., and 10 p.m. It's all about sports.
The 8 a.m. weather update brought to you by CG Britcay, where people come first.
Good morning. Let's take a look at the latest weather report. Current temperature is 79 degrees. Relative humidity is 71%. The barometric pressure is 29.98 inches and rising. The wind is out of the north at 5 knots. Overnight low was 74 degrees. Synopsis indicate light northerly winds along with smooth to slight seas will continue across the Cayman area for the next 24 hours due to a weak pressure gradient across the northwest Caribbean. Satellite images show fair conditions over the Cayman area. Now, the forecast for today is calling for mainly fair with less than a 20% chance of showers, and temperatures today will be in the mid-80s. Winds will be north to northeast at 5 to 10 knots, and seas will be smooth to slight with wave heights of less than 2 feet. Pretty much the same for tonight, mainly fair skies with less than a 20% chance of showers, and temperatures dipping to the mid to upper 70s. Your winds will be north to northeast at 5 to 10 knots, and seas will be smooth to slight with wave heights of less than 2 feet as well. Today's high tide will occur this morning at 11 minutes past 9, low tide this afternoon at 3:28, and a high tide again tonight at 9:25. The sun will set this evening at 6:29 and will rise tomorrow morning at 6:46. And the outlook is calling for similar weather conditions through Sunday evening.
Advice from your Aunt Angie. Don't lie on your resume. Because if you say you've got trapeze experience, someone might shoot you out of a cannon and expect you to do a gymnast routine while flying through the air at 82 miles an hour. And just because you want to land on your feet doesn't mean you will. But if you're smart, you'll have CG medical insurance, so you get the best coverage for the price.
Get the best coverage for the price. CG Brit-K. Good like that. All benefits are subject to policy provisions, including eligibility at the time of service.
The 8 a.m. weather update brought to you by CG Brit-K, where people come first. The Lions Club of Grand Cayman is proud to continue to serve our island community. During the last Lionistic year, they successfully carried out community projects like the Prostate and Colon Cancer Awareness Campaign, site screenings, spelling bees, swim meets, and their community food pantry. The Lions Club of Grand Cayman looks forward to continuing their service during the 2024-2025 Lionistic year and for many more years to come. The Lions Club of Grand Cayman, where there's a need, there's a lion, serving the community for over 50 years.
Cayman, could it be you? Tortuga's 10K giveaway is back, and someone's walking away with $10,000 in cash. Every time you spend $25 at Tortuga, in-store or online at tortuga.ky, you get a shot at winning big. As well as $10,000 in cash, we've got thousands in giveaways to hand out every week. Think staycations, the latest iPhones, exclusive experiences, and more. Get in to win. Visit tortuga.ky for the full terms and conditions.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
Good morning. Let's take a look at what's happening on our roads. Coming off of the Linford Pearson Highway off Agnes Way, traffic is steady. And coming from the east, further up on Shamrock Road, moderate flow of traffic. Further down on the Linford Pearson Highway, traffic is steady. Stop and go traffic on Cool Road heading to Georgetown, and eastbound traffic on Cool Road is moving on moderately. Godfrey Nixon Way and Eastern Avenue flowing pretty good. Edward Street, no issues there as traffic flowing nicely. On the West Bay Road, steady traffic, especially from the Ritz heading towards the Georgetown area and heading towards the West Bay area. On the West Bay Road, traffic is moving on moderately. Coming from the West Bay four-way stop, flowing nicely. Godfrey Nixon Way and Eastern Avenue, moderate flow of traffic in both directions. If you've seen any accidents, please let us know by calling us at 949-6990. And that's what's happening on your roads. Join us again at about 50 minutes after or 10 minutes after 12. We'll give you another look at traffic.
Subway and Oreo has changed the dessert game. Introducing the Oreo Footlong Cookie, a full 12 inches of chocolatey, creamy goodness. It's big, it's bold, and it's here for a limited time. Perfect for sharing or not. We won't judge. Want it fast? Order ahead with the Subway Cayman Islands app for quick pickup and earn loyalty points. Or get it delivered straight to your door with Bento and Let's Eat. Don't wait. Treat yourself today. The Oreo Footlong Cookie is calling your name. Subway. Eat fresh. Snack sweet.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
There's nothing more important than your health, and seeking expert healthcare with physicians you can trust is what you deserve. UHealth, the University of Miami Health System, offers peace of mind to you and your family with a first-class experience. Our patient coordinators assist with everything you need before, during, and after your stay with us. As South Florida's only academic-based health system, UHealth offers cutting-edge treatment, compassionate care, and life-changing results just a flight away. Learn more at umiamihealth.org/international.
Hi, I'm Deputy Governor Franz Manderson, and I'm excited to announce the DG's 5K Challenge is just around the corner. We kick off things in Little Cayman on March 9th, followed by Cayman Brac on March 16th, and the grand finale on Grand Cayman on March 30th. This year, we're supporting the Cayman Islands Girls Brigade, the Cayman Islands Scouts Association, and the 1-to-1 Foundation, each helping to shape our next generation. Join us in making a positive impact. For registration details, find us on Facebook at DG's 5K Challenge.
The Business Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Good morning. Welcome back to the Business Buzz. I am your host, Kathy Miller, and I'm excited to say that for this segment, I am talking with Miss Katie Marin. Katie Marin Pentley.
Yes, I am both.
I think I just always have known you as Katie Marin.
Yeah.
So it's stuck there in my head.
That works.
Katie Marin Pentley. From Tea Time in Cayman. Now, we were just saying that we have spoken in the past. I think it had to do with Kiwanis, but I've never had you as an interview on a show that I've had.
Yeah.
And it has never been about Tea Time in Cayman. So I love your tea company.
Thank you.
And I think you know that because there's been times where I've reached out to you and said, you know, I want to order your tea, whether it's a gift for somebody or for me, it's a good little gift to give to people, especially when you're new to Cayman as well, and you just kind of want to make people feel at home.
Yeah.
And for me, I found that if somebody's going through a grieving process and they want that kind of comfort, tea brings comfort to me, at least.
Absolutely.
Comfort and peace. So I would always, I still always go for Tea Time in Cayman.
Oh,
and I'm looking
good.
for a little something that might help people get some peace.
Awesome. That's wonderful. Thank you for thinking of us. Yeah.
Of course. Yeah, no problem. I love it. I love the brand. You guys have been around for a minute. So give us a bit of a background on who you are. I know who you are.
Yes.
Some listeners know who you are, but remind them, let us know who you are.
Sure. So my name's Katie, and I'm born and raised in Cayman. And I started Tea Time in Cayman with a friend, Kelly, in 2011. We kind of just realized that there was a need for loose leaf tea, and that's why we started. And we started out with, I think, 12 flavors. The most we've ever had, I think, is 42 flavors. And, we kind of retire some and go back and forth. But it's been a fun journey. I know you're going to ask me lots, so I won't go into too many details. But it's been exciting. So next year is 15 years that we've been in business.
15 years. And sorry, what was your partner's name again?
Kelly.
I don't know why. I just completely... me not having my coffee enough. Susan was like, Kathy, you better get your coffee. And I'm like, I'm trying.
I should have brought you tea. Obviously, we got to get this green tea in you. Yeah.
Yes. I'm going to try some actually afterwards. So that's a thing there. So, but my wake up call is always coffee.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to.
Why not? You can have both.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to switch over to matcha.
Nice. Yeah. Well, we'll talk about that later.
We will.
Sure.
We're going to know what you have with matcha.
Yeah.
So when you started with Kelly, what brought you guys together to do this business?
So we were both accountants. We were both working kind of late nights at PwC, and we were drinking different teas, and she's from Canada, and she would show me the teas she'd bought from David's Tea, and I'd show her the ones I got in the US, and we'd be like, why doesn't Cayman have loose leaf tea? Everywhere you went was just bagged tea, and this is in 2011, right? So nobody had loose leaf tea at the time. So we're like, we should do it. Like, we should let's start a cafe, and that was kind of like the first spark of it. Then we started looking into it, and we were like, oh, I think we're too busy, to start a cafe. But, if this is going to be something that we do as a passion, let's start as distributors. And so that's we decided that route would be better for us than a cafe. And so we started, and Kirk Market was like one of our first suppliers, and Cayman Cabana as well was selling it, to all the tourists in town. So those were kind of our two starting points. And yeah, here we are 14 years later, I guess. Yeah.
But you weren't just distributors, because it's your own brand. So you had your own kind of tea produced.
Yes. So some of the teas we get. So what we started out, we went to the World Tea Expo, which is in Vegas and California, between the two places. So we started going there. We would pick teas that we wanted. We'd meet different suppliers. Some of them it was incredible. Like, they were from China or Japan, and they had translators. That's how you would speak to them. So it was very interesting just to see all the different types of brands, the different teas. In the U.S., some teas are more popular, than in the U.S. They're very much like iced tea, and whereas in Cayman, more people drink hot tea, interestingly. Even though it's hot here, that's the most, common way to drink it. I like both iced tea and hot tea, but in Cayman, we sell mainly, people like to drink it hot. And so that's kind of where we picked a few different suppliers. Most of them are still our suppliers today. From all over, and we would pick it. Some of them, like I was telling you earlier before we were on air, we had a customer who wanted to basically replicate a tea that she had before. And so we had 3 of our suppliers send us different samples with similar ingredients, but hers were all full of artificial dyes and artificial flavorings, but we're all natural, so we don't do any artificial anything.
Great.
And so sometimes the taste can be, different. With an artificial flavor, it can be much stronger because it's artificial.
Right.
And so to get that similar flavor, just picking the right ingredients, and that's how we created our hibiscus vanilla delight flavor. By her, this customer, she kind of sat and she tried all 3 and she picked her favorite one. So that was fun. That was interesting. And then other blends we've done throughout the years, just based on what people said they wanted, like our Detox Me. We just brought in a few different ingredients and created that ourselves. Others are already blended, whether they're from another country, but they're blended in the U.S. and then sent to us. So we kind of have a little bit of both, where we've created and where we've just brought in.
Okay, love it.
Yeah.
The creation process must be very interesting. And
it is. And longer than you think, because you're like, oh, we'll just throw these 3 or 4 ingredients together. And then you taste it and you're like, no, that doesn't work. But then you're like, let's add vanilla, or let's add. So it's fun to try them. And Kelly and I named all of the names ourselves. My mom helped a bit as well.
Okay, lovely.
Yes.
Now, I guess I'm a little green to it because I'm always used to just the bag tea.
Yeah.
And which is something I still primarily turn towards.
Yeah.
So when you say loose leaf, and I actually have some of your tea time, which is of loose leaf.
Yeah.
And I don't know what to do. I know that sounds terrible.
That's
it might sound terrible,
especially if you're like a coffee drinker or more of a casual tea drinker. It's easy to use a bag tea, which is fine.
Yeah.
We also have something called tea pockets, which basically you can turn the tea. You put it into a bag and you fold it over, so it basically becomes a bag.
Okay.
Our bags are a bit bigger than the traditional tea bag, because loose leaf tea just needs more room to open up for you to get all those full flavors. When tea is crushed into to become a bag tea, you do lose some of the flavor, and you lose some of the benefits as well by it being crushed. As soon as that leaf is crushed, those the antioxidants, a lot of it goes away.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So when you drink it, you're getting, say, like the caffeine, you're getting some of the flavor, but you're not getting the full flavor, and you're not getting the full benefits. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, because it's crushed. And as soon as the leaf is crushed, it's,
Right.
Yeah. So that's for true teas. So that's like true teas would be the teas that come from the Camellia sinensis plant, which is like black tea, green tea, white tea, oolong. Obviously, natural, like herbal teas, chamomile, peppermint, those types of things. It's a little bit different, right? Because chamomile is a flower, rather than a tea that you squish. So
okay. So with the little metal
strainers.
Thank you.
Yes.
Is that what we're putting our little loose stuff in?
So you have a few options. So there's like the tea balls, which is in that bag that I brought you guys there. So you can put it in a tea ball where you just close it up and you pop it in. Other options are like a tea strainer, which is you sit in, and sometimes they'll come with like, a lid, and you put it on the lid afterwards. That way, remember with loose leaf tea, you can have 2 or 3 steeps of the same tea because it's very strong. It's not like a bag tea that's a bit less in flavor.
Okay.
So you keep it on the side, and when you're ready, you pop it back in and add more hot water. And then you make your second or third cup that way. Okay. By the third cup, you're going to have less caffeine because obviously it's, but the flavor, it's just going to be a little bit less in caffeine.
I'm taking one of the strainers with me.
Yeah, why not, right? Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Susan, I don't know if you were expecting one, but I'm definitely taking a strainer.
Sorry, Susan. Yeah.
We got tea for you, though.
Yeah, I do have green tea for you, Susan. Yeah.
Okay. Good to know, because the other day I was feeling a little... I had a bit of the flu last week.
Oh, yeah.
And it's kind of funny also. I'm bringing Susan back in this conversation, but she was like, Kathy, you need to get some fever grass.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And I know it does grow around my neighborhood, but I saw one of my neighbors and I said, can I get some of yours? And she's like, yeah. And then I was like, okay, well, what's next? She's like, just wash it off and
boil it in water.
Yeah, boil it in the water. And I'm thinking, is that it? Is there anything else I have to do? And it's same with the tree of life.
Yeah,
it's the same thing. But
just
I've heard crush up the tea of life to get those kind of
well, it depends. See, again, that's not a true tea. That's a herbal tea. So it is different with herbal teas than the true tea. It's the leaf of the Camellia sinensis that once it's dried, because remember you process that. That's not just a leaf that you're taking like fever grass and putting into your cup. There's a process of how they get it to turn the same leaf into black tea, green tea. Based on how many times they process it. But with a natural leaf coming straight from it's fine to crush it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yes.
Right.
We have one of our most popular, actually, it's called skinny lemongrass, and it's oolong tea with lemongrass.
Now, when you say oolong tea, what does this mean?
So oolong tea is just, in color, it's almost kind of like a grayish color when you steep it. It is a true tea, so it has caffeine. But oolong tea is known for boosting your metabolism. And so that's why we called it skinny lemongrass. So the best way to get the best benefits from a tea like that, you need to drink 3 cups a day.
Oh, noted.
Yeah. So, and to be fair, like
I will add this to my...
I know, sorry, we're talking about so many different things, but when you talk about kind of getting the best benefits from drinking tea, from the things when you read it, it's really actually, number 1, drinking more than 1 cup a day. So say 2 to 3 cups a day. Also, say you have black tea in the morning, then you have green tea in the afternoon, and then you have either like a white tea or a herbal tea later, before dinner or after dinner. That's actually one of the best ways to get the health benefits because you're kind of drinking it throughout the day. It's not just like a one cup and you're done. So that is the best way to get the benefits because remember, every tea has a little bit kind of different.
Right, different benefits that come with it.
Yes.
Because I think what I've heard, what I've read is that especially if you're on a bit of a weight loss journey.
Yes.
And I feel like women are always trying to do something
associated
with weight loss.
Yes.
That it's great to have a cup of green tea, for example, maybe in the evenings.
Yes.
But you're saying if you want that kind of, you're trying to get that benefit, try to do it at least 3 times a day.
3 times a day.
That's a really good tip.
And a regular cup, like a 6 to 8 ounce cup. It doesn't need to be like a big, a regular cup.
And I know we're going all over the place, but because I also had this recent experience, I got some Chinese slimming tea.
Oh, yes.
That was the... Susan's shaking her head at me.
Yeah.
It was the worst experience of my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was. So what do you know about senna? And what should we know about senna if we're trying to do... There's a lot of different so-called, quote, slimming teas out there on the market. And that can do a number on you.
It can. And so what's interesting is we that's one of the ones that we created, a blend. So our Detox Me tea had senna leaf in it, ginger, licorice root, and cinnamon. And it wasn't very popular. Interestingly enough, we've actually retired it now. We don't sell it anymore. Okay. We keep some of the ingredients because some of our suppliers will just purchase ginger, for example. But because what it does is it cramps up your stomach, and it makes you go to the restroom. So it it has a benefit because it's a diuretic, right? So it will make you go to the restroom, but it is a temporary. So like if you have an event and you want to fit into a dress, sometimes you want to do that, then you can drink it. But it does have effects that you need to be at home when you drink it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Because I'll consume CMOS gel, for example.
Yeah.
That's a diuretic, but that absolutely does not do to me what the
Senna Leaf.
The slimming tea did. It
we thought it was going to be so popular, and we're like, because people were asking us about it. Oh, we want to detox. So we're like, let's do it. So we tried. We were kind of looking up different ingredients, and that's how we kind of brought in our different ingredients.
Especially with ginger and the chamomile.
I mean, to be fair, it tasted great, but then the effects of it are aggressive.
Right.
Yeah. So
I've learned
not
to
for everyone.
stay away from Senna, that's for sure.
Yeah.
For me,
so
at
then
least.
Instead have something like oolong tea, which just boosts your metabolism and naturally may make you, go to the restroom, but not like a
not like
the Senna Leaf. Yeah,
to the bathroom. Gotcha.
So I mean, it just depends on what you're looking for, and then also, I think drinking tea, period, especially like a green tea, will help, right? Because it can help with lowering cholesterol and high blood pressure and that sort of. Whereas like black tea is more linked to like heart disease, but again. 3 cups a day.
Right, gotcha.
Yeah.
We're going to go right back to the different kind of teas that you can have and the benefits depending on what you're looking for when we come back from the commercial break.
I'm Michael Webster.
And I'm Denise Brown of Cayman Insurance Center.
Family is not the most important thing, it's everything.
We have worked with the community and their families on protecting themselves for the future.
Whether it's providing top-rated life insurance
or protecting your family's household investment.
From our family to yours, we understand and we care.
I'm Denise Brown. Call me at 814-7229.
And I'm Michael Webster at 925-5433.
We are Cayman Insurance Center.
Specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services at an affordable rate. We are Michael and
Denise at Cayman Insurance Center.
Call today.
Hey Cayman parents, we get it. You're underslept, over-trafficked. You can barely find your sanity in the morning because you're still trying to find your kids' shoes and lunch boxes. Let Yum take some of the stress away. Every day, over 3,000 students enjoy delicious, nutritious meals from Yum. Over 5 million lunches served and counting. Private school parents? Browse the Yum Cayman app and order up to a month in advance or last minute by 12 a.m. the night before. Government school students? Just drop by the Yum canteen. No pre-orders needed. Yum can't help you find your sanity, but we can sure make your mornings just a bit easier. Check out daily menus at myschoolpos.com or visit yumcayman.ky to learn more.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Hey there, Radio Cayman listeners. We need your assistance. Radio Cayman is excited to announce the launch of the new listener survey. Visit Radio Cayman's website, Facebook, or Instagram pages. Take the survey and help shape the future of Radio Cayman. Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
The Business Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Business Buzz.
Good morning. Welcome back to the Business Buzz. I'm Kathy Miller, and in studio I have with me Katie Marin Pentney. I know I said it wrong earlier, so I apologize.
No problem.
She has a wonderful company called Tea Time in Cayman. She has a whole variety of teas. How many different teas do you have right now? I know you said I think it was 42.
Yes, at the most point. Right now I think that we have 28.
20, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing.
Some of them we are starting to retire, like we were talking about earlier, kind of the less popular.
Right.
We're focusing, as a business, you just have to make that decision to say, these ones are selling the best, so that's what we're going to focus on.
Absolutely. It makes sense. If something's not really moving or selling, you realize, okay, that's not really there's no audience for it here. There's no
Definitely.
People don't want it. They want something else. And why wouldn't you work on something that's actually working? Don't reinvent the wheel, kind of thing.
Exactly.
Right?
And what's funny is when we did retire 2 of our teas, there was like one customer and then one of our suppliers where they're like, "No, we love that tea. You have to keep it." So we decided we did.
Okay.
So like you'll be like, "No, this one's definitely not selling enough," and then someone's like, "What? That's my favorite tea." So we make changes all the time. So
oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Or custom orders.
Of
maybe.
Course, exactly. We
Do you
can always
get that a lot?
Yeah, definitely. And we get things in, within 2 to 3 weeks. So if you're like, we actually made a custom blend for Kensington, which is a company here. It was their anniversary, so they made a calming blend. And so again, like what we did, we brought in 4 different samples, and a girl, Kyla, and we tasted them, and she picked the ones, and she's like, "Can we add lavender?" And I was scared because I was like, lavender is a strong flavor. So we did. We added lavender, and it tasted great.
Is that a normal
it's a calming
flower to put in? Okay.
You can, but remember it is a strong flavor. So you, based on, if you were thinking of it as like a percentage, you'd put about 10% lavender and then 90% all the other stuff, so that it's not too strong.
Because I know for like an essential oil, for example, I know lavender is a really popular one.
And it's strong, right?
I never thought of it in tea, but interesting.
Yeah, you know what? The blend tasted great, and it was a relaxing.
Awesome. I love the fact that you did a special blend for a company here, because that's a really great corporate kind of gift idea.
Exactly. Yeah, they did it. I think 150 is what they ordered, 150. So I don't know if they gave some to their clients and then some to their staff, I think is how they did it.
What about weddings? Do you get?
Oh yeah. We do custom labels. So we do either like our sample tins, the smaller ones, or we do like our 25-gram bags, and it would say, Katie and Damien, 28th of December, 2013, and then it would have the description.
All right. That's your wedding anniversary, yes?
Yes, yeah, that's ours. I was just thinking of one, off the top of my head. Yeah, so we do that. Yeah, I would say we do those at least 2-3 times a year for weddings.
Okay, lovely. I like that. I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
So let's go back to what the different teas that you do offer, and what kind of, if you're looking to get a benefit or you were recommended, for me, something that I always struggle with is like the blood sugar. I'm terrified of getting diabetes, but I have such a sweet tooth.
Yep.
So when it comes to that, what would be the teas, I guess, that you could recommend to me?
Well, first, before I go on to the benefit of those, we do have a tea called Caramelicious. And so it's kind of like drinking dessert, but without all the calories, right? Because it's just a little bit that's steeped in there. And it has hazelnut, and it has... what is the word I'm trying to think of? Caramel. And honestly, it tastes so good, but it's not, it's not strong. You don't need to add sugar to it because it kind of has like a subtly sweet. But obviously because it has hazelnut, it has toffee in it, which has hazelnut. So someone who's allergic to nuts couldn't drink it.
Okay.
But it sounds amazing. So delicious. Yeah.
Caramel,
Marriott serves
toffee,
it at their afternoon
hazelnut.
tea. Yeah. It is so good. It's so nice.
Okay, nice. Thank you for that.
Yeah, no problem. So I'll just kind of go through each key tea category and kind of go through the best. So green tea is made by like drying the leaves, so that's the least processed. That's helpful for high cholesterol, heart disease, cancer, arthritis, diabetes, liver disease, and weight loss. Black tea is made by fermenting the tea leaves, and that's helped with the reduced risk of stroke, lower cholesterol, heart disease, cancer, diabetes, and weight loss. Oolong, which was the skinny lemongrass we were talking about, that's kind of a cross between green tea and black tea, and it has similar health benefits as those that I just said above, but can help with weight loss. Peppermint tea is naturally caffeine-free. That's not a true tea, that's a herbal tea, and that can aid in digestion and ease irritable bowel syndrome, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and headaches. And then our ginger peach tea can help with the reduced risk of heart disease, diabetes, and help with nausea, heartburn, and migraines. And then like a jasmine green tea can help with the lowering the risk of cancer, anxiety, and lower cholesterol. Chamomile would help with anxiety, panic attacks, menstrual cramps, and sleep disorders, because obviously chamomile helps you to calm down.
Right.
And then matcha, which we were talking about earlier, is made by grinding the tea leaves. When you drink matcha, you ingest the entire leaf. Therefore, you get 100% of the nutrients and more antioxidants than regular green tea or any other like superfood out there. And that can be helpful for high cholesterol, heart disease, cancer, arthritis, diabetes, liver disease, and weight loss.
Okay.
So the difference, if you think about matcha, you're putting the entire, you're drinking the entire leaf. Whereas when you steep tea, you're just drinking what's steeped. You're not like eating the tea.
Right.
So that's why matcha, that's why you get so much more benefits because you're literally drinking the entire crushed up leaf.
Because it's for a few years now, it's been a bit of a rage.
Oh, 100. I mean, it is so popular.
Matcha.
Right now, I would say our sweet like sugar matcha is our most popular.
Okay.
Right now. Whereas a few years ago, it would have been English breakfast or that custom blend we were talking about, hibiscus vanilla delight or skinny lemongrass. But matcha is winning right now.
And a lot of people are turning from coffee to matcha.
Well, because you can do it like a latte, right? I mean, most people do. Most people don't drink matcha without milk. They drink it. Yeah, I would drink it with water or with milk, but most people drink it where you make it like a latte and you drink it with milk.
And
you
it's
can
delicious.
do it easily with oat milk or, milk substitutes. And
so it's not caffeine free for sure.
No, it's a green tea,
that's why
so
it's
it has
a
caffeine.
bit of a
but not as much
a
caffeine as
substitute.
like a black tea or like a coffee. If you think of like 1 cup of coffee versus 1 cup of black tea, which is the strongest amount of caffeine, it would have about like 20% the amount of caffeine.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not as strong.
Not as strong. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Coffee gives you a lot more of a kick. I don't drink coffee. I have a lot of natural energy, so and I drink like lots of tea. So yeah, coffee doesn't work for me. But I have lots of friends who love both. Coffee in the morning and then tea the rest of the day.
Right.
So it depends on what is your.
There's just been so many great benefits with matcha. So
Absolutely.
That's why I've been kind of turning to it to being like, oh, okay, and
exactly. And even though it's sweetened, so you're getting a bit of sugar, but then you may not have drank it without the sugar. So it's still better for you to get those benefits with the sugar, right?
And I'm looking at it. It looks like just a powder.
Yeah, powder. So the best way to do it is either with a whisk, which the proper way is like in a ceramic bowl, and you use a whisk and you go in like a W pattern to whisk it, or you could use, people have like a like the hand whisk that you press, so you could use that, or you could literally put it in a blender and blend it up, or you can just use a spoon. But the spoon you're not going to get the best whip from a spoon, but you could even use a fork.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I use.
Yeah. It's not the end of the world, but it will taste better and frothier with a whisk.
Right, definitely. Yeah. And the other thing with matcha, you don't have to just put it in, you don't have to make a tea with it,
you
right?
You can put it in a smoothie. You can put it in a cupcake. You can put it in anything. Like people use it a lot in dessert. Fresca, one of our suppliers, they do a delicious matcha cheesecake they do it with our
amazing.
Matcha. Yeah. So Cook With Your Matcha is our unsweetened matcha, and they do it with that, and I mean, it is so delicious.
And I love the fact that you have 2 different matchas. You have with the sugar and then without sugar.
Yes. We were bringing in another one, which was more like a ceremonial matcha, which is, if you're very into matcha, so we were bringing in that, and it just wasn't selling as well as these. So again, through time, we've just kind of retired that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I guess some of the stuff that I'm reading it was just even yesterday. It was a bit of a clip, so it wasn't a whole podcast, but it was a bit of a clip. And I think Mel Robbins, if you know her, she's
yes, yeah.
She's kind of like a coach,
yes,
in a sense. So she was asking one of the doctors that was on her show about matcha and why people will say, oh, but it just tastes like I'm sipping grass or something. Like, so it was just
put sugar in it, put stevia in it,
that was his thing. He was like, well, you're actually having the whole the leaf,
which is why it's so strong.
But if you wanted to change up the taste, you can add sugar. So hence me being like, okay, I like the fact that you do have both,
sugar,
because depending on what your taste buds are yearning for, then you have these options.
Yeah, we used to have one that was one of my favorites called Super Zen, and it was half sencha green tea and half matcha green tea. So you got that really strong. But see, I like a good strong green tea, but it's not everybody's favorite. But
right.
But I loved, and again, nobody else really loved it. So
how do you source the matcha?
This one is from Japan, these two. We have 2 different companies we get our matcha from, but we really like both of them. That's why we couldn't really decide, so we do get them from different ones. But you kind of just, over the years, we've done tasting with people, for example, who really love an English breakfast. And we're like, okay, well, we want to make sure we have the best English breakfast. So we brought in 3 different, and then we had our we used to call them like our taste testers. So we would just give them a free bag of tea to be like, let us know which of these 3. And we just labeled it like 1, 2, 3, not telling them where it was from or where, and that's how we would kind of pick to make sure we still had the best. I drink our English breakfast every single morning. It's called a Royal Affair. And it's so good. So it just depends on what your favorite, since I've had kids, I need black tea for sure in the morning to get that start.
That little caffeine boost for you.
100%. And then I'll drink green tea, throughout the rest of the day.
Okay.
Yeah.
When it comes to your suppliers, how do how do you decide? Because there's so many different people out there supplying. So what are you looking for with your suppliers?
So originally, we basically picked them from the World Tea Expo. When we went and physically were there, we spoke to them, we tasted their teas, we took samples. So that's kind of how we started. And then throughout the years, it's been like, oh, this supplier says, oh, we don't have matcha, for example, but there's this guy in Japan I'm going to put you in touch with, So then we get in touch with them, and then they usually have somebody in the U.S. where we purchase it through their U.S., and that way you can make sure. So all of our teas are 100% natural, but obviously if they're like USDA certified organic, it's not like a simple certificate. I know sometimes people like put that on there, but like we're very serious. We only put it on there if it is USDA certified organic. And so when you do it through the U.S., then that's how you get the certification. So it has to go through the U.S., get that certification, and then come to us.
Okay, we have a call.
Great.
Put your headphones on. You want to take a break first, Susan? All right, we're gonna take a break first, and then we're gonna come back. We do have a caller online, so it'll be a short break. Don't worry, caller.
Okay, sounds good.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Attention all residents of Savannah and surrounding areas. The Lions Club of Grand Cayman PACE Committee invites you all to their prostate and colon cancer awareness meeting on Thursday, February 27th at the Savannah United Church, starting at 7 p.m. Guest speakers are Dr. David and Dr. Mubin from Grand Harbor Medical, who will be discussing colon and prostate cancer diagnosis, treatment, and prevention. Men, come out and get your PSA test done for free. Remember, early detection saves lives. Refreshments will be served.
Attention Cayman! Transform your kitchen for less with Granite Express, Cayman's big clearance sale. Until February 28th, get huge discounts on granite and quartz kitchen countertops. Plus, refresh your space with our cabinet respray services for as low as $3,950. If you only want a countertop, prices start at $2,150. Don't miss this limited time offer. Visit Granite Express Cayman today or call 922-0424 for a free estimate. That's 922-0424. Granite Express. Quality stone. Unbeatable prices.
There's a new feel to Sundays that's coming soon.
If you like a bit of this,
or a bit of this,
or even a bit of this.
then we've got just what you're looking for. I'm Sam Oakley.
And I'm Tarek Younusafana. Join us every Sunday at 3 for Classics on a Sunday.
Because classical music doesn't need to be boring.
The Business Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Good morning. Welcome back to the Business Buzz. I'm Kathy Miller, and in the studio I have Katie Marin Pentney, and we are talking about Tea Time in Cayman, which is her amazing tea brand that's been around for, is it 12 years, Katie?
14.
14 years. All right. I'm not good with numbers today.
That's okay.
Need more coffee, and I'm going to have some tea after that.
Exactly. We'll get you going.
We have a caller on the line right now. And good morning, caller. Thank you for calling the Business Buzz.
Good morning, Ms. Kathy Miller. Mario Eubanks here.
How are you, Mario?
Good. And just morning to Ms. Katie Marin Pickney. And,
good morning.
I'm so proud. Good morning. I'm so proud of you, Katie. I always support women in business and entrepreneurs, especially our Caymanians, and I'm so proud of you. With so knowledgeable about your product. I'm sure that your parents, brother and sister Marin, and your Triple C teachers and your husband, everybody is so proud of you. So thank you very much.
Thank you. That's so kind.
So I just have two questions. I am a tea drinker as well.
Awesome.
I tend to drink a cup of coffee in the morning, but in the afternoons, I kind of reserve that for tea.
Yes.
So I got two questions. If you put like milk or a little honey in your tea, does that in any way contradict or take away from the effectiveness of the tea? And the second question is, do you have any teas in your inventory that would be good, like in the afternoon, to give you some energy, increase your metabolism, maybe help with a little bit of weight loss or maintenance? But I know you mentioned a while ago about the tendency of some teas to have you go into the restroom every half an hour. That's good because it gets you off your desk and gets you moving. But at the same time, if you're in a meeting and stuff, it's kind of hard to rush out and to the restroom constantly. So just want to get some feedback from you on those two questions. But again, thank you very much for what you're doing, and good luck. And we're very proud of you. And thanks, Kathy, for doing such a wonderful job at these shows.
Thank you so much, Mario.
Thank you. So to answer your first question, so adding things to your tea does not change the health benefits. Obviously, if you add lots of sugar or lots of honey, that adds more calories and more sugar, but it does not change at all the health benefits that you get. So that's fine. It's your cup of tea, so you want to enjoy it, right? So if you're going to, like how Kathy and I were saying, if you're not going to drink matcha, you're not going to get any health benefits. But if you're going to drink it with a little sugar, at least you're getting the health benefits, right? So make it your cup of tea and enjoy it the way you'd like it. To answer your second question, actually, I think the perfect tea for that would be our skinny lemongrass tea, which is like fever grass, lemongrass. And it has oolong, which helps with weight loss because it helps speed up your metabolism. I'm not sure if you were listening earlier, but the best way to get that is by drinking 3 cups a day. So you would need to be consistent with it. I would say something that won't give you too much energy but enough to keep you going is any of our green teas or oolong, like our skinny lemongrass.
And I think with cholesterol, I think he mentioned that would
and
also
that
be
oolong,
like the
exactly.
green tea, right?
So that green tea or oolong.
Right.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. Well, thank you for the
Thank you, Mario. Have a lovely day.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Thanks for summing it up again. Appreciate that.
Yes. Yeah. No worries. Yeah.
So one of the other things that to me was big about your product was your packaging, how you put it all together. And did you go through several different processes with this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, we did. Basically, we wanted clean. When someone looked at it to feel like happy, not for it to be too like dark or, so we were just all about the light kind of happy color. So clean, that's basically what we wanted. So we kind of went with the white and we thought, Cayman and the water with turquoise. So that's kind of what we stuck exactly with the turquoise colors. And then we decided on the white, background. We tried it with the turquoise background with then white writing, and it's a little too bold and, so we loved the subtle turquoise and white. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I think it looks great.
Thank you.
And has it evolved through the years? Have you seen yourself
Of course,
change the brand?
yeah. You change some things, but overall we kind of stick to the very simple, plain kind of look of it all. We didn't go too crazy.
What kind of marketing have you guys changed throughout the years?
Oh, gosh. Well, at the beginning, because you're a new company, we did a lot of tea parties at the beginning. And, the first few ones, you don't make tons of money. So we looked at it as marketing because we're getting people to try our products and to taste it. And we did a lot of different ones that we did with Bay Market back in the day. We did like a tea and wine tea party. We did a chocolate and tea party.
Sounds like my kind of thing.
Oh, it was fun. It was really fun. And then we did one where it was all about cupping. So trying different teas in the same way, but from different countries, and we had everybody vote. So we've kind of done different things, and we used to do a lot of in the newspapers and in the magazines, and now we kind of just stick to social media, to the radio, because it's
your brand's established.
Exactly. And we're also a very small business, so we don't have a huge budget for, that. But we next year, probably for our 15th anniversary, you're going to see a lot more pop up everywhere, with radio and magazine and all of that.
And word of mouth, I think, has been a great thing for you.
For sure.
Because people are looking for a local brand.
Absolutely.
And as I said to you, you know why I buy it. So sometimes it's for whether little gifts for people here and there, but it's a nice, comforting Cayman product.
Yes,
really.
And
that's how I look at it. Like
something that we've
product.
Absolutely. And something that we've done for people as well, when you go to somebody's house and sometimes you bring a bottle of wine, but someone doesn't drink.
Right.
It's a nice way. We can put it in a bag. We also do like gift baskets with other local products. Like at Christmas, we do, with like the Cayman sea salt barbecue almonds.
Yep.
We do it with like local mango jam, pepper
I've gotten
jelly.
some of these. Yeah.
Exactly. And the powder monkey, like the marshmallows. Yep. And so it's a really nice, just kind of different gift, rather than bringing a bottle of wine, or even think about like, Teachers Appreciation Day or something like
housewarming
when someone has a baby. We can do we do custom gift baskets. We've before I've gone to stores and gotten a teddy bear, to put into the gift basket to make it for someone who just had a baby. So when you're thinking of gift baskets, definitely think of us, and we're happy to customize it.
All right. We got another caller, Katie.
Oh, great.
Yes. All right. So let's take the call now. Good morning. Thank you for calling the Business Buzz.
Hi. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good.
Great. How are you?
Good. This is Azita May, and I'm calling.
Oh, hello.
Because I enjoy drinking tea. I haven't drank coffee in 20 years because that was just a thing between my mom and I. So when she passed, the coffee passed.
Oh.
But so I drink tea all the time.
Oh.
And I enjoy the many flavors that you have and that you offer. So I think that when we think about health, we can think about tea time, Cayman, because I think not only do I enjoy the tea, I see the benefits from the tea.
Good.
And I just want to say, just keep it up and keep on offering, the many different teas that you have, and add more to them so we can try them all out.
Sounds great.
So,
thank you, Azita May.
All right. You have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Have a good one.
It's always good to have a caller or somebody say, hey, I drink your tea. I love it.
Yeah, she's so sweet. Yeah.
Always good to know that. That's awesome. Thank you for your comments, Zita. Okay, we only have a few minutes left, really, when it comes down to it. But so Zita was saying that she enjoyed coffee with her mom, right? But there's a bit of a tea culture in Cayman, and you talked about having some tea parties, right?
Yeah.
So could you kind of paint the tea culture in Cayman for our listeners?
Yeah, so absolutely. So obviously, as a kid growing up here, we drank tea. I mean, my children are 3 and 7 and 9, and they all 3 drink tea.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, mostly caffeine free. Like they love the hibiscus one or peppermint if they have a tummy ache, or but my kids have started drinking tea from a really young age, and that's how I was too. My mom and I used to go to every bloomin' thing, to have a cup of tea when we were younger, and running errands on a Saturday. So it was very much cultural for us to drink it. And like you were saying, if you're sick, my dad would go in the backyard. He'd cut some fever grass. If something else like the leaf of life, we would drinking tea was just a daily activity for us, and very social at like church and going to things. There was always tea parties, and so I think from a young age I always had like a love of tea, and I think in Cayman that's continued for sure.
Yeah,
into
definitely.
The next generation. So
it's interesting for me because you mentioned peppermint for like if you upset stomach or something.
Yeah.
And I think it was Jamaican people telling me have some ginger tea.
Absolutely, yeah.
And that
after a big meal, have some ginger or peppermint
totally
to help
works.
it digest. Yeah,
absolutely, totally works. Especially if you have bad cramps or something, ginger tea was it. I
For
was
sure.
like, where did this come from? I don't need to take any Aleve or
I know.
Tylenol or
So
anything
good.
like that.
Did you want me to tell you a bit about where we could find? Where
Yes,
people could
please.
find
Yeah,
our
because we
teas?
only do have a couple minutes, and then your website so people know where they can order some gift baskets and whatever else.
Yeah, absolutely. So our teas are sold at Kirk Market, Foster's, Cayman Bay, Mr. Arthur's, and Pure Art. And then our teas are served at lots of places. Water and Elephant, Alora, the Barista Cafe, Fresca, Gelato, Miss Piper's, Foster's Republic's Airport and Cayman Bay, Kaibo Espresso, PwC, Scratch coming soon, and the Marriott Afternoon Tea. And then companies that use it in their baskets or their drinks are Satcha, Cayman Pantry, Aria, Grand Cayman Villas, Goodness, Icoa, and 3 Girls in a Kiln.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yes.
Congratulations. So 14 years in, that's a lot of different partnerships.
It's a lot. But it's great. Like, I love getting ideas from our suppliers and bringing in things just because they're like, someone asked for this. So it's great. Our website is teatimeincayman.ky, and you can find us on Instagram and Facebook, just under Tea Time in Cayman. And if you had any questions, you can always call or WhatsApp me at 916-8664.
Okay. Now, popular flavors. What would you say? I know yours is English breakfast.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. But right now, our sweet like sugar matcha is the most popular.
Really?
The most.
Okay.
Yes. I mean, our suppliers like Water and Elephant and Foster's Cayman Bay, they purchased like over 20 pounds a month of sweet like sugar matcha.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Congrats
so Cayman
to
is
you.
drinking a lot of matcha right now. Like we said, which is great. We've probably got a lot of happy people walking around because of it. Yeah. And so other than that, I would say our second most popular is probably English breakfast or our hibiscus vanilla delight, which is caffeine free.
Okay. And out of any of them, can we have, I know you mentioned we can have some cold, but for me, I'm not so used to that. So what would be the best flavors if you want?
Got the blues. So that's a white tea with blueberry flavoring. Oh my goodness, it's fantastic. And on our website, we actually have a recipe to make shortbread cookies with the tea in it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's under our recipes, yeah.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Wonderful, I love it.
So good, yeah.
Well,
you can make any tea iced, by the way.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So I don't have to shy away from that necessarily.
No, any tea you want, especially in the summer, right? Like,
Right.
Why not?
Yeah, especially in here. But I for me, it's like I like the warmth of
me too.
There's the warmth and the idea of like added warmth. The tea
you drink hot tea much slower than you drink an iced tea.
Yes.
So if you're looking to like get as much bang for your buck, drink it iced, because then you're going to drink probably 2 or 3 cups. Whereas if you're drinking a hot, you'll drink it slower and enjoy it. And
another good tip. Yeah. All right. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
It was great to have you on the show today and learn a little bit more. And to know that you're doing matcha, I think, is absolutely fabulous. So I can't wait to try some of the matcha.
Awesome.
And we'll see if it'll be the sugar-free one or the added sugar one. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining me this morning. And for everybody else that's listening, we are rebranding the Business Buzz. So starting on Tuesday, March 4th, we're going to be now called The Buzz. We're not just focusing on business. I mean, for the people who have been listening to me for over the past almost 11 months now, it's been a whole bunch of kind of different topics that I bring in relation to business. I know sometimes I talk about different bills being introduced or policies, but again, all that affects our way of life in Cayman and how business will be conducted. So to me, it all kind of it meshed together. It made sense, but I'm looking to have some monthly roundtables with younger generations as well to be able to represent all voices on Radio Cayman, because our listeners vary. They're all ages really. So from that to covering policy to understanding the law a little bit. So I want to have how do we break this down? Because you know how lawyers speak, right? We can never understand what they're saying or what these contracts are saying. We're going to continue to delve into finance with money sense. So I'm really excited for the little change that we're going to have. And the show's going to go a little longer, so another half hour longer. And we're going to start on the day after Nominations Day for The Buzz. And I'm kicking off with, we're going to be talking about Nominations Day that was the day before. So it's going to be big news. That's how we're going to start off our Tuesday morning. And I'll back with you on Tuesday on The Buzz. And for anybody who catches me saying the Business Buzz come March onwards, I owe you $5 in Monopoly money. Susan says you have to buy me tea. If I say it wrong, that works for me. Yeah. Yes. Make sure you buy it from Katie. All right. Well, I'll be back with you next week.
This is proudly sponsored by Cayman Insurance Center, specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services. And Kirk Market. Experience a world of choice. And by Yum. Daily school lunch menus are available to browse on the Yum website. Just visit yumcayman.ky for more info.
Covering Little Cayman, Cayman Bride.
Radio Cayman in